Hello and welcome everybody. Let's talk about heaven. Let's talk about free will, all the fun stuff. How do I get to heaven? Where is heaven? What is heaven? All the good stuff. Let's say, just for instance, that, heaven was the most beautiful golf courses, in all of creation. Like ever, the most beautiful golf courses you could see. You could sit there and just play golf all day. But, you're like, well, God, this is great, but I really don't play golf that much. For some people it'd be amazing, for others it wouldn't, so what is heaven really going to be like? So really, just like every thought that's ever entered, every desire that we've ever had has been given to us. So in other words, God knows what we want, and God knows how to make the heaven for us. So let's say, for instance, God gives you this plot of heaven, okay, and it's infinite. So you can go as far as you want to go in any direction for years and years, millions of years in any direction, and really you've never left the middle, because it's infinite. But God also gives me and everybody else an infinite plot of land. So even though we both have infinite plots of land for our heaven, then we're the whole thing is we're still infinitely apart. Like, we'll never run into each other. Now, if your heaven involves other people, then that'll work. But what I'm saying is, we each get our own individual heaven. We try to figure it out with our minds, but we can't figure out God with our minds. God is every word in the dictionary and then some in the bookshelf, and there's no way to explain it. But I can tell you, heaven, it's a level of consciousness that will be attained. I'm always talking about letting go and letting circumstances go. Well, after you work with yourself enough and let enough of this stuff go and release all the stuff that we've been holding on to, increases the Shakti. You can literally feel bliss right here on this planet through the flow of Shakti, your chi, your spirit, the natural divine flow that can move through us once we unblock it. With that, and also with our manifest through our own imagination, this will begin to create our heaven on earth. But the point is, we'll be aware of whatever we're creating, whether it's heaven or hell on earth, so. But you look in scripture when it says, let there be light. Well, that's pointing to the fact that we were aware before there was, we were aware before there was light. So, Jesus said that the kingdom of heaven is already within us.